Unleashing the Magic Within. This is also another new course. And I don't know if I'll ever do this again. If we release this as a product, which I don't know if I will, and I don't mean that to trump up any false scarcity, I'm a little nervous because these trainings can actually fuck people up. like a lot. They're force multipliers and they're extensions of things you already know, but they're real, right? But to be honest, it's also fun as hell. I would take the class just for the sheer coolness factor.
What is it about? Like, I know you just described like the mind fuck and all of those stuff, but like, kind of like, is there more specific? My other friend was wondering.
You had a friend that was wondering?
Yeah.
You're asking for a friend? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't matter. I just would like to know.
Well, I'm about to tell you if you would let me.
Sorry, I thought there was a full description.
No, that's... All right. So this is kind of where we're starting, right? This is you guys, it's no secret that I'm a student of the mystic arts. My goal is to one day be the Earth's Sorcerer Supreme. Just so you know, it's on my to-do list, right? And I found the current World Sorcerer Supreme, so I'm in good Sifu Johnson. All right, but and so he's given me access. I mean, I had a lot of training before that, but everything that I've gotten from Sifu Johnson, from the Rosicrucian systems that I'm studying, biogeometry, Kabbalah, they're all synergizing. And so for the last 7 years or so, I've been really on a deep dive into, okay, if this shit's real, how does it actually work? What's behind it? And in the past 6 or 7 years, I've gotten a lot of answers. And and what they all resolve down to is training. But where do you find those teachings? And so that you know what to train and how to train it. And that's been my goal. And when I found the sources I have, my extrapolative, integrative brain took over, and I started sifting through all of these things and filtering them through the lens of a neurolinguistic programmer, which is all about process and structure, right? And so this is what I came up with as being immediately useful, right? So one of the first things we're going to teach you about is how to amplify the hypnotic power of your voice by a factor of 4 or more. This is not how to speak beautifully and round. You got to make love to the football tones, right? It's not about being Barry White. It's about using your voice to project specific frequencies of energy with enough amplitude that they can actually change the qualities of physical matter. So that not only when you speak to somebody, if you choose to do this, you're not only affecting them at the Shen level, you're affecting them at the Jing and Qi level as well. And you'll be able to test that, right? We'll literally give you 2 glasses of whiskey or 2 bottles of whiskey, and you'll vibrate one, and then you'll taste test them, and you'll see the difference, right? Then we'll teach you how to link up your system to the divine. Remember, we said there's 4 levels. There's the celestial realm, there's the heaven realm, the human realm, and the earth realm. We'll teach you how to sync up with source. Take that energy, project it out your voice, and you'll be able to calibrate the difference in that. So that's just, and and you'll learn how to vibrate your organs, you'll learn how to vibrate your tissues, you'll learn how to project that vibration into a bowl of water and watch the ripples, right? And you'll feel the differences in your tissues when you start vibrating certain things. And then we'll teach you how to do the whiskey and the stuff like that. So there's a whole sequence of trainings. That was like the first level of training. One of the things that one of the tests in the Qigong hospitals in China was you had to be able to affect matter. So they would test you. So one of the things that they would do is you have to learn how to purge a person's system of toxicity. Sound and vibration creates space, so it forces purgation. So one of the things they would do is they would have you take a glass of whiskey, and they would have you vibrate the alcohol out of it. And then they would test it with a pH strip, right? So we'll be doing that, right? And the more you train it, the more powerful it gets, right? In advanced like cancer therapies and things like that, when the Qigong person has you on the table, they'll literally be projecting vibration from their voice into the organ. There's 3 levels of vibration training: audible sound, subaudible sound, inaudible sound. Guess which one's the most powerful? Inaudible, right? But you have to start with the audible physical vibrations so you know what kind of sensations you need to replicate, right? So if you do, again, this involves training. I'm going to give you guys the introductory practices of what to do and how to do it. You'll be able to test it, realizing that you'll only get better the more you do it, right? I can't like take you from, Padawan to Yoda in a day or two, but I can give you the practice. That's why we have 3. Yes, that's true. Right? So that's the first one, right? Then we're going to teach you how to the vibrational amplitude of your voice. We're going to talk about how to use how to use your own energy field to amplify your hypnotic power. So in Killer Influence, you learned a technique called sphere of influence. Fun factoid. They've been using a technique very similar to that for hundreds of years to train Qigong doctors. And it's used for psychic self-defense and possession. So what you do is you wrap somebody in your energy field, and then it's called overshadowing, right? We have a more benevolent version. We call it sphere of influence. It's the same mechanics. But one of the things that the Qigong doctors had to do, because remember, when you're a Qigong doctor, you've got your field in all kinds of other people's gunk. So you had to have better defenses than anybody else. So one of the things that they would do is they would have you bring up an energy ball. You would activate your Wei Qi fields. You would maintain your connection to the divine. Then everybody else would connect. And they would hurl energized insults at you. And if any of them got through, that was a chink in your armor. And you would know what to fix. Right? So for those of you who want bulletproof psychic self-defense skills and the ability to do waking hypnosis on just about anyone, like walking up to somebody and just, boom, eyes open trance, force multiplier. Okay? That's 2. That's 2. Right? Now, if you've got zero confidence in doing waking hypnosis anyway, you've got other shit to work on before you worry about wrapping people in your energy field. But that's what it's about. And they would use this clinically. If people would come in, they would wrap them in an energy ball, do an eye lock on them, and just say, "Who are you? And they would just drill down through the shells of all their shit until they just shined out completely, and their shit would just go away. Because the idea behind a lot of these spiritual practices is getting back to what the Taoists call your original face, your soul level, right? And it's a very invasive, it's a very direct technique, but man, it works. Who are you technique? Yeah, right. It's like a fucking ice pick, right? Right? Because you can feel the fucking thought form trying to squirm away. It's like, who are you? I'm this. Who are you? I'm this. Who are you? Oh, fuck it. It's gone. Right? It's crazy. It's really cool. Right? Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if we're not gonna do. I don't think we'll do the I am, the who are you part. No. We'll probably do the enveloping part. Now, I've got a whole bunch of processes that are going to be familiar, but they'll be hypnotic processes, which means they have no choice about whether to have it happen or not, right? But special vibrational hypnosis techniques. This will be your transformational triad, but it'll be you'll most of you already know the techniques. But now we'll look at what's the theory that behind them work based on real energetics, how magic actually works. Remember we talked about story, and if we look at everything we learn in all these different disciplines from that lens, you see the same things, right? This goes to the structure of magic behind the structure of magic, right? Which I think is really cool. How to fully recapture and recharge and purify your lost energy. Every place we go, every experience we have, every person we interact with, we leave a little bit of our energy there. I'm going to show you a technique for recalling, repurposing, and releasing that and restoring that energy to you. It's a very old shamanic technique. Christian mystics practice it, Taoists practice it, Buddhists practice it. It's a secret, right? And this literally brings back all the energy that's locked in all your memories, all your past partners, all the places you used to hang out, and it restores it to the system so your system can do something else with it, right? That alone is a big deal, right? How to activate and open your psychic abilities. Some people come into this world with their ESP and intuitive gifts turned on, but often have little control over them. This module, you learn specific meditations and practices that will, over time, amplify and awaken your clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient abilities, develop astral projection skills, and much more. The best part is, you'll be able to access and control those abilities on demand. It's not an overnight fix, but it gives a clear path to unlocking and expressing your true power. Okay? So we're gonna put you through a 3-day, very integrative boot camp of psychological, spiritual, and physical practices designed to help you, put you on the fast track to being able to do a lot of these weird woo-woo things, but they're also going to have another side effect. They're going to amplify and multiply the effectiveness of the existing skills that you have. Otherwise, I wouldn't be teaching this, because it's for a lot of this stuff for people, it's not accessible, and it's not practical. It's not immediate enough to be worth practicing, right? But if you know that you can amplify the power of your voice so that when you deliver an embedded command, it vibrates at their deepest core, that's useful, right? If you can envelop somebody and create such a deep level of rapport and authority in them that their system becomes hyper-compliant to you, right? When you use the other skills, that's immediately useful. Does that make sense? So you just graft these things onto what you're doing, and you'll multiply the amplitude and the effectiveness of them, right? They'll be effective even without this, but why not take it to the next level? And the byproduct of this is that you're going to get other skills, and it's going to give you the ability to access other things, right? So that's kind of where that goes. Manifest anything you want. I love what I'm learning from my sifus, but we still have the best manifestation stuff there is. Fucking image cycling, the informations, hands down, still the best. But we can show you how to synergize things. So we're going to be focusing on that. And there's a lot more that we'll be doing. So right now, we're doing an early bird for this that expires May 3rd. And then it's going to go up. The price is going to go up $200 every week or 2 weeks until we reach the at-the-door price of $19.97. But the reason that I'm not sure I want to teach this again is because think of what could happen with this. Oh, I didn't put it on here. Oh, shit. There's more.
Yeah.
Well, no, because some of the most powerful stuff I can't believe I didn't do that. Hold on a second. I have another sales letter. Oh, we kick Hogwarts' ass. There's this one. Protect yourself from psychic attack. Talked a little bit about that, but here's the thing I didn't cover. Based on my training, there are at least 12 different types of psychic attack. We're going to teach you about each and every one of them and ways that you can begin to protect yourself, right? We may even have you practice some of them just so you can test the strength of your own defenses.
Quick question.
Yes, sir. What?
That's why I said quick question. Psychic attack. Aside from assuming it means other people hitting you, what about like things that are in the environment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about entities. In fact, I'm May. I'm going to be going through an entire 7-day training on nothing but entities. The entire spiritual and energetic predatory food chain, right? So that's part of my training, right? Because part of the things that we have to learn to do as we get deeper into this, we got to become exorcists. If you're a hypnotherapist, you're already an exorcist to some degree. It just gets more violent, right? It's very weird, right? But so that's Unleash the Magic.